Hey, what up guys? How you doing? It is Nasty here. Welcome to a new Bundesliga player review here on FIFA 18 Ultimate Team. We're talking about Tots Petersen today. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. Apologies if it isn't. Well, the German is 94 rated on FUT, and I mean, he's got some pretty good stats, including 82 pace, 90 dribbling, 95 shooting, and 87 physical. And you actually can get this 94 rated player for around that 100k mark, sometimes even cheaper than that, which is pretty awesome. He's only got 2-star skills, but he does have a 5-star weak foot, which is a very odd type of player today, someone that I'm not really used to using. It should be interesting to see how he does. So the first squad right here, a bit of like a Prem team with a mix to get the Bundesliga strikers in there, and then this is more of a like really solid Bundesliga side. We've got the odd icon in there in Rio Ferdinand, but that front three of James Rodriguez, Serge Gnabry, and then of course Petersen himself makes a pretty formidable front three. So moving on into the in-game stats, this guy has received 3 informs during FIFA 18, so obviously he's done quite well during the season. On basic chemistry style, you get him up to the likes of 83 pace, so not too great. I feel like we need to like hone in on a couple of stats. Today I've gone with the Hawk, because that's going to boost us up to 88 pace, you know, better acceleration and sprint speed. 96 shooting, of course, with a +10 on the long shots, and then 91 physical with +5 on strength. Jumping gets +10, so does aggression, which is why I feel like Hawk can be such a great chemistry style to use on certain players where you just want to add little bits like that to their game. So moving on in to all of the goals that I was able to score with the German striker. Now, there's actually a really long list of positives and negatives, so we can talk about them right now. And I'll get kick-started with the negative stuff, things I don't necessarily like about this player. Firstly, the pace. Like, even though we boosted it with the Hawk, I still feel like, I mean, I'm super used to like using 99 pace players now, so anything other than that doesn't feel amazingly quick now. And there's lots of very pacey centre-backs up against a player like this. So he just didn't feel very quick, and I think some of that is to do with the fact that he is just not as quick as like his strike partner Serge Gnabry, and then also the following. You know, his balance is low, or it's very average, and he's tall, so that sort of heightens that one somewhat. And then the dribbling was not the closest, it wasn't the tightest, and then he's only got the 2-star skill moves, so there's this like air of clunkiness around him, of which it just accentuates when you're a little bit taller and you're not necessarily super fast and stuff, and that's all of that tied up into one is the things that I don't really like about this player. There are a lot better players out there on the ball, and that is just facts, you know, but obviously there aren't. I mean, this player's got a few different things about him which certain other strikers might not have. And we can move on into the positives now, because what I noticed is that Petersen is incredibly well positioned. Like, and I'm talking from he actually kind of gets running quite well. His sprint speed I found to be pretty good once he got going, like difficult to stop once he got going, but overall just was, you know, slow on the come up. On that acceleration was the poor part about the overall pace. So once he gets on running and like continues that run through, you get that threaded through ball played through, then sometimes Petersen can be through on goal. And sometimes he'll just sort of stop there and be that perfect target man, because let's face it, he's tall, he's 6'2", he's got really good heading accuracy, and he will definitely be a fantastic target man for your club. I scored a couple of headers with this guy throughout the games that I was using him, and it's odd for me to score headers in open play, and I actually did that with Petersen. It was a very nice powerful header as well that I remember scoring, which impressed me a lot in that area of his game. And then I know I said the dribbling was a little bit sort of, well, not the closest and not the most nimble and stuff when he's on the ball. When he does receive it like at his feet, that overall first touch, the actual ball control was nearly perfect. You know, I've got no issues with that whatsoever. He brings it in well, and then his short passing is good, so he can bring that in, play it off to somebody else, and then get running, and then, you know, maybe that other player will whip it into the box for him to nod in with his head or something. And that's the sort of gameplay that you've got to rely on with a player like this. And then just sort of inside the box is where he really shines, because you can comfortably shoot on either foot with that 5-star weak foot. You can't do the skill moves. He's only got 2-star. You can't even pull out a little roulette, so you're really limited in that sense. But when you're in the box and you've taken that perfect first touch, sometimes you don't even need to. When, as you can see by that particular goal that I've just scored right there, on the volley or on the half volley, it sort of bounced up for him and he hits it perfectly. You can do that on either foot because he does have the perfect 5-star weak foot, and that's a great thing about him. When it comes to shooting, especially from inside the box, there's not much wrong at all. We're talking shoot on either foot with absolutely perfect shot power. He really drills them into the back of the net, and then of course the finishing stat, the accuracy of the shots are basically perfect as well. So if you want to use a player like this, my suggestion to you and my advice to you would be to use him with a player like what I did today, like Serge Gnabry, someone really quick and agile who can play off of him, and then you've got a best of both worlds. But overall, a 94 rated player for the price that he is seems like a bit of a bargain to me. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.